sweet silver bells all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is the song with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising their sound. Oh, hill and dale, telling the tale. Gaily they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, merry, merry Christmas.
Hello, my friends. Hello. Hello. I probably need to move this a little so I can put a picture of a book in here. Happy first day of Vlogmas. Welcome back, or welcome. You know, I really kind of had a bit of an existential crisis when it came to, do I want to do Vlogmas or not? Like, I went back and forth so many times, and I finally ended up just buying a herbal tea advent calendar at the last minute, kind of, because I just thought I wanted to have the option. But, you know, if you've been watching my videos recently, this year specifically, you may notice that I just haven't been making content this as often. My reading pace has changed a lot. Like, I feel like if you want to be a successful bookish content creator, you really have to be reading like a lot. Not just a lot, like I do read a lot, obviously, like I'm a reader, that's why I'm here, but like you have to have, especially if you do reading vlogs, you have to be able to talk about the book, and the pace at which I'm reading is just really slowed down. And I have enjoyed that immensely, and I know I've mentioned that, and I'm sorry, I'm probably going to be repeating myself in this little intro. I've enjoyed that so much because I didn't realize how much I was forcing myself to read quickly, to always be reading, instead of like watching a TV show. And I'm like not a big TV watcher, but I've just recently been rewatching the 1995 BBC Pride and Prejudice. And in the fall, we're not quite done yet, my husband and I started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it was just a ton of fun. Like, I definitely prefer reading over TV, but I've also just been listening to some podcasts and watching or listening to commentary on like artists and like being a small business owner with art. And for the majority of the time that I've had this channel, I didn't do that. It was only audiobooks all the time. I've also been incorporating, like listening to spiritual things, like listening to my scriptures on tape and talks by leaders in my church, and it's really been wonderful. So all that being said, my content has changed, my reading pace has changed, and the types of books that I'm reading has changed. And so because of all of those things, I was like, I'm not sure that I want to do Vlogmas, and I'm also not sure that anybody really wants me to do Vlogmas, because it is in the afternoon on December 1st today, and I haven't read anything to talk about. You know, I've been doing a lot of other stuff, and I don't know. So I decided I would just film this opening clip, and I don't really know what's gonna happen with Vlogmas. I can make no promises, because I really just want to read for myself, you know. And by that I mean not share it, not that I don't want to share it with you guys, but I want to be able to read slower. I want to be able to reread my favorite books. Like, I just recently reread this. I just finished this last night, and I was re-listening to parts of this audio in the car today. And I just love this series. I love this author. I love the Shadowhunter books. I've talked about Cassandra Clare. I loved it. I loved reading this. This was my favorite book I read in November, and it was a reread. It was just as good as when I read it the first time. It was absolutely beautiful and devastating. And this really has everything that I love about fantasy romance, but it's done to the level that I like it, so that you have a lot of like longing between the characters, and you have moments where they're like forced to be together because of fantasy reasons, but it never feels like deliberately masterminded by the author. Like they never feel like, oh, I can see the puppet strings. Like it feels like an integral part of the story. It just feels so natural. And as the fantasy world and the problems there are progressing, they have these moments to interact, and I just love it so much. I feel like she's kind of one of the blueprint authors for a fantasy romance, and I just honestly feel like a lot of adult fantasy romance authors, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to tell a good story. They don't know how to world build. They just miss all of that, and they rely on these very contrived moments of their couple being together in a fantasy for fantasy reasons so they can take their clothes off together. And I can't even tell you, my distaste for stuff like that has gotten so high that I don't even want to read books anymore at all that have that. Like, I definitely prefer to read clean romance right now, and I'm gonna be continuing to do that for as long as I want, probably forever. And I know that that's not what most people want to read who are looking for romance. Like, I have gotten a few comments from you guys, which I really appreciate, who have said, you know, thank you for reviewing these smut-free romances, which I have been grateful for, because the overwhelming voice of people say they want smut, you know, and I don't want to read that on the page. I have zero interest in that. I just wanted to say that this is what I'm gonna do. I don't know where this vlog is going. I mean, no offense to anybody who does enjoy reading those things, but I just get so tired of it. And I feel like if that's what you're looking for, smutty romance, there is an endless amount of content creators that you can go look for those things. But if you want something that has none of that, there's very little people that you can follow for that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about from here on out. You know, it just got to the point where I was like, why am I skipping all of these pages? Why am I skipping all of these pages, this unnecessary smut in here? And to get to what? And then the romance still never felt satisfying because it wasn't really romance. It was just a physical connection. It's like, no thank you. So anyways, moving right along. Like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to be vlogging, honestly. Maybe I don't plan to vlog anymore this weekend. I probably will film a little clip just updating you on what I've decided to listen to tonight, because I kind of want to have this video go up tomorrow, which is December 2nd, and then I don't know when my next one will go up. But I'm trying to decide what to read next. I'm not sure if I want to continue in this Shadowhunter series. Now, again, I've read all of these. This would be a reread. I've read this, but I've only read it once. And I read it physically right when it came out because I was so excited for it. So I haven't read the audio of this, and I do have it. So I could read this, or I have some historical romances that are closed door, that are Christmas romances, that are like anthologies of authors that I really like. So I may read one of those. Here are a couple of the covers if I can remember to put them in. But yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have my lunch. I gotta go pick up my kid. I gotta do some more work. And I'll probably come back later tonight with a clip just updating you on what I chose to read. Anyway, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for listening to me. And, oh, the tea tasting. Today's tea, this is all herbal tea. This one is called Feel New, and it has aniseed, sweet fennel seed, cardamom, licorice root, coriander seed, and turmeric root. So yeah, I was wondering if they had changed the flavors in here, but apparently they have not, because the first Vlogmas I ever did, I also did this tea advent because it was on Amazon and it was herbal, and there are very few herbal tea calendars that you can find, but I don't like licorice. But I'm gonna drink it. Let's see. That's actually not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I can taste the fennel, but it's actually delightful. Like, I kind of like it. Maybe I have matured. Maybe I have matured. Anyway, that's a good one, okay? It's not like my favorite. Like, I don't think I would go out and buy that or have it as like my daily tea, but it's fine. All right. I'll see you guys later. Errands on this first day of December. Today was a busy day. I took you along for some of it. I picked my son up after school, and I'm kind of like crouching down because I have you kind of perched precariously because I didn't, it's late, I'm tired, I'm about to clean up dinner and get ready for bed, but I took my son after school. We needed to go put air in some of my truck tires, and it was like, the place that I go is like right next to Barnes & Noble, and so I was like, do you want to go with me? And he said, sure. So we went to Barnes & Noble, we looked around, and let me show you what I got. So the reason that I even went there is because an artist that I have been friends with for a really long time, Allie Kavanaugh, she was talking about how she had a painting in this magazine. Like, this is a magazine that I have loved for many, many years because I am a watercolor painter too, but she said that she had a painting in here, and she's been published in magazines a lot before, but she also had, this has a section of about self-portraits, which is like super interesting to me, so that's her, Allie Kavanaugh. Anyway, the reason I wanted to go to Barnes & Noble was to pick up this watercolor magazine, but then, that's weird, it's like extra long right there. Strange, but then I also was like, I guess I should get a book while I'm here. And so I grabbed Defiant, which I think is the last book. I'm actually not sure. I haven't read the book previously to this. This is Brandon Sanderson's, one of his YA series, and I really, really, really love the first book. I do remember reading the second book, but I don't remember much about it, but the first book I freaking loved. So I really want to reread the series because, I mean, I believe the cover artist is Charlie Bowater, but look at the interior art. So pretty. I'm just so happy. I love new books. I really love Brandon Sanderson. I'm a huge fan of his, so that's what I got. And then we got hot chocolates, and we just hung out. And then I came home, worked a bit, took care of the dogs, made dinner. My son's girlfriend came over and had dinner with us, and it was just a really, really nice night. So, did I pick a book up after I kind of mentioned that I would? Yes, but just barely. Like, I literally just barely picked up this book. I decided to go with The Holly and the Ivy, which is a collection of historical romance holiday novellas, and the first one in the book is by Sarah Eden, an author that I have read and really enjoyed before. She wrote, is it Seeking Persephone? I vlogged about it a few weeks ago, and I really like her books. She's a, like, I know I said clean romance earlier, and that's truly, I think, the best term, because it's not a closed door. It doesn't like, it's not a closed door, it's not fade to black, it's just a very chaste romance. So please understand, I'm not issuing a moral judgment on anybody or anything when I use that term, but it is a clean, closed door historical romance, and I really like it. The first novella is by Sarah Eden, and it's basically the nurse to the young duke who he's 8 years old. He just barely like became a duke because his father died and his mother is gone also. And so the nurse, her name is Robbie, she's taking care of him. And for the holidays, they go to see this lord and lady as their guests. And she's there to take care of the young little duke. And she falls in love with the gardener of the estate. So I thought that was going to be really fun, really sweet. I really love the idea of that as a historical romance. So I picked this one. I have like 3 different holiday historical romance collections, like anthologies like this. And I picked this one because it has a narrator that I really like. And after spending like so much time listening to Lord of Shadows, which is narrated by James Marsters, who is Spike on Buffy, he's such an excellent narrator. Like, it's a performance. It really is. Like, I just loved it. And I listened to it quite slowly. Like, I have talked a little bit about how I am slowing down my audiobooks this year because I just wasn't enjoying them, like, at all. I wasn't when I have to speed up my audiobook, I'm not enjoying it. I really do enjoy being able to hear the narrator's performance, and for me, right now, I'm not saying anybody else has to be like this, but for me right now, I really need it to be slower. So some narrators are different though, you know, like some you really gotta, like, they just sound like they're so slow. So I haven't gotten to the romance yet in this. I just started listening to it. I'm here alone, which is why I could talk to you, and so I just started listening to it while I started cleaning up the kitchen. But I'm excited. I hope it's a good one. And yeah, so this is the first day of Vlogmas. I don't know what my plans are for the rest of December as far as Vlogmas goes, but I do hope to have another vlog for you soon. And thanks for being here and watching this video. And if you have made it this far, please feel free to leave me a green heart, and I'll see y'all in my next video.